Hi guys, how's it going? You know what? Tires are the most important part of your car because this is the one that connects you to the road. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about tire safety, and for sure by the time you finish the video, you're gonna be an expert in telling if your tires are safe for driving. So now let's get started. There are so many detailed information you can find on the tire sidewall, but in today's video we're gonna talk about the safety, so we're just gonna go with the basic. So here we have the tire size 225/40 R18. So there's other details about speed rating and load rating, so and tread wear, but in today's video we're gonna talk about just the basics. So 225 in millimeter, that's the width of the tire, and 40 is the height. 40% of the 225 millimeter is 40%, that's the height of the sidewall. R stands for radial, so all the tires right now, I would say 99.9% are radial tires. And 18 is the size of the rim that you can install these tires. So for safety, if you're buying new tire, a used tire, even checking your tires that you have right now, the most important part in reading the sidewall is the manufacturing date. See the 4 digits here? That's the manufacturing date. So the first 2 digits stands for the week of the year, and the second 2 digits is the year that it was manufactured. So this is manufactured on the 21 week in the year of 2021. So 21 week, I would say May 2021. So since I bought this last year, this is pretty that's a pretty good date code. Because you know what, sometimes if you buy a sale, even if it's a brand new tire, they're having a sale because they want to get rid of the old tires that they have in stock because they're getting older. You know what, you need to check your tire because it should be replaced after 5 years. So this tire should be replaced in the year 2026, because through time the tire, they degrade, the rubber becomes hard and they become brittle. So that's why sometimes you see cracks on the tire, because those are the rubber, they're not flexible anymore. That's why they are dangerous. So let's say you have a tire that's 5 years old already. You have to inspect the tire to make sure they are still okay. Otherwise, you have to replace it. And the one thing that you must do, that you really have to replace the tire if the tire is 10 years old from the manufacturing date. Regardless of the tread, even if you have still a lot of tread on the tire, you need to replace it. It's really dangerous. 10 years old is very dangerous. So one thing you need to check also is to do a visual on the tires, on the sidewall, on the tires, on the top, and the side here on the back, just to make sure there's no crack. Because you know what, crack can create a blowout when you're driving your car. So here I'm going to give an example what the crack looks like. So okay, your date code is good and you have no crack on the tire, which is still good. But one thing also that can create tire blowout, if you have underinflated tires. So on the sidewall here, you're gonna see that 50 psi maximum pressure. You're not gonna put 50 psi maximum pressure on your tire, because this is what the tire is rated for when they do the test, how much pressure this tire can take. So you never put to the maximum pressure, because the air inside the tire gets heated up, they expand, and it's not good. You're gonna have a blowout because it's gonna be overpressure, because this is only capable of 50 psi maximum pressure. So what you can do to check if your tire pressure is good, you go check your information on your door jambs, on the driver's side door. So this is the information that you're gonna see on the door jamb of your door. It says here how much pressure you can put on the front of the tire, 32 psi, and on the rear of the tire, 38 psi. We just put those right pressure and you're gonna be okay. So the problem is, if you have under-inflated tire, that means you're riding on your sidewall. The sidewall is touching the ground, and that's not good. You know why? The rubber here is very thin, and here it's thick. So if you're riding on a thin rubber, that rubber will worn out and create a blowout. So it's very important that you have the right pressure on your tire, just to make sure that the sidewall is not driving your car. Here's another example of what underinflated tires look like. Also, beside the blowout, there's another thing that you can be concerned about, is the stopping distance of your tire. Because you know your tire gets worn out, so you need to measure the depth of the tread to make sure that it's still okay to drive, especially on the winter time, just to have that grip so you can stop your car safely. So you have to buy one of these. This is the tread depth gauge that you can buy in your local auto parts store. So with this you can measure the tread depth of your tread, if it's still good to use for winter. So this tire is brand new. I bought it last year, so now we're gonna check with the tread depth gauge if it's okay, or how much tread we have. So it's saying 10/32. So we're using the 32nd of an inch scale. That's the scale that we're using to measure the tread depth. So in this case, this one is 10/32. So I believe that's the tread value of a brand new tire. So through time, your tire gets worn out, so your braking performance is getting affected by how much you stop on the wet snow or wet road. So I have a chart here for you that you can see on each tread depth how much distance your car stops. So on this scale here, you have to look at the green scale. So on the 11/32, your car stops at 160 feet. But if your tire is getting worn down up to the 5/32, now your car stops at 195 feet. So there's a difference of 35 feet. So, but if your tire is lower than 5/32, tire manufacturer recommends that you replace this. But I think it's still okay to drive on summertime, but not safe for wintertime, because you know you're dealing with a lot of slush and snow and ice and water, so you need that tread depth. So guys, always remember, drive safe. So if you like the video, give this video a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.